It is a dark, clear night in Coolsville, USA. A car rumbles down the road, dislodging what appears to be a violin case. Filled with what? We don't know, but we're about to find out. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
And whoa, we have someone else in the Mystery Machine? Who is that opening the door? Who is here?
Who is that?
Hello. It's me, Josh from the Super Scary Podcast. Hello.
Oh my goodness, you're so scary.
Indeed.
It's terrifying. Oh my god, is that a mask? Oh, sorry. That's
very menacing. I'm the Guess Who of the Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. You know what I mean?
I love honestly,
that. That's what it is. Every time we have a guest on, it's just like when they would have real live people on Scooby-Doo, and it was weird.
Yep. So Josh, just kind of start things out. What are your pronouns? And what's your history with Scooby-Doo?
Well, my pronouns are he, him, but I'm open to any, so it's fine. Sure. But as far as my Scooby-Doo history, lots of nostalgia attached to Scooby-Doo for me because my family would watch Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That would kind of be part of our nightly routine throughout the week. So we'd watch that, and then we'd watch, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune right after that. So we'd always have like a game of which episode was going to air that day. And sometimes we would be watching it like on the weekends. They might have a marathon or something, and the same ones would play after a while. So we're like, okay, I think we've watched a little too much today.
Sure.
Never enough.
Right?
Never enough.
But in the early 2000s, when they had like those the TV movies and everything, like those were really like peak Scooby-Doo, in my opinion. Hex Girls, obviously, and Zombie Island was a favorite of mine. So
Zombie Island's a really good one.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed Scooby-Doo throughout the years, and obviously like the live action ones too were great. We love Sarah Michelle Gellar over on this Super Scary Podcast. So anything with her and Freddie Prinze Jr. and the entire cast is just great in general.
I mean, honestly, I thought Matthew Lillard would be the connection you'd want to make there because of Scream, but
yeah, Matthew Lillard as well. But definitely Sarah Michelle Gellar with Buffy and The Grudge and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and like she was in so much up to that point. And then Scooby-Doo came out right around the time that Buffy was ending, so she was kind of in like a spot where she was trying to find the next thing. So I don't know. I know way too much about her career at this point.
Peak scary supernatural vibes phase.
Yes.
I was going to say Sarah Michelle Gellar is a horror icon, so like
period.
Yeah. Josh, this is where we say, hey, I'm sorry that I cheated on you by making a Scooby-Doo podcast.
We felt like it needed to be addressed.
How dare you? No, I think I really don't think there's other Scooby-Doo podcasts out there that are, or at least like specifically geared towards it, but
not a ton, or at least the ones that we've seen aren't active anymore. So like,
yeah.
So it's like a perfect perfect opportunity to go through it.
Exactly. At least that's what we thought.
But trust me, I'm not offended. I love Scooby-Doo, and I love this journey for you. And I just unintentionally rhymed like Scooby-Doo. Anyway, for the listeners that don't know what we're talking about, we've talked about Scooby-Doo specifically with Charlie on the Super Scary Podcast. So yeah, there is no
the best movie, the Boo Brothers.
Yeah, the Boo Brothers.
I think it's only Charlie that has a very deep connection with that movie.
It's just me. No one else in the world cares about it. Just me.
Well, we've definitely talked about that one on the podcast, and I'm sure we'll talk about much more Scooby-Doo in the future. But I'm excited for this episode specifically. So,
yeah, when we reached out to you, you wanted to do this one specifically. Why is that?
Wait, did Josh do this one? I thought I asked him to do it.
Well, I think technically Charlie asked me to, but
okay.
But it's fine because I do. Like I said, I have a lot of nostalgia attached to this, and I specifically remember a lot of the episodes. Like Velma has these like one-liners that are like just off the wall.
We love it.
And so I remember this episode specifically, just having one-liners that my mom and I would still quote to this day. So I can't remember one off the top of my head, but I'm sure it'll come to me as we're talking about it. But
yeah, well, we'll get there. Do we want to go ahead and dive in?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about some my Scooby Dudes.
Scooby Dudes.
Hey, is that we have another podcast title I've just come up with, the Scooby Dudes.
Either that or that's the name of our fan base.
Ooh, that is
the Scooby Dudes.
Mm-hmm. Dude being a gender neutral term, of course.
Obviously. I call my mother dude, and then she's just like, I'm not a dude. And I'm like, this is gender neutral. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Dude. Yep. All right. So, as I addressed in the cold open, well, we'll get to that. But Scooby and Shaggy are walking back from a pizza place. They got a pizza to go after eating 2 pizzas at the pizza place.
Barely a snack,
as one does.
Obviously.
Obviously.
This feels kind of like the first episode where it's just like them just like walking alone at night again.
They're not in the middle of the woods though, which is good.
Yeah, true. That was kind of like weird for them.
Right.
They're in town, although it's the backgrounds right now do like kind of mess me up because they're near like some houses, and then the car that's like supposedly right next to them is like by a bunch of tall buildings, and I'm so confused.
Yeah, the layout of Coolsville has never made sense, at least in Where Are You? So on this watch, I do agree. I pointed that out in my head. I was like, where in the hell are they? Are they in residential? Is it like, I don't know. Is it in a rich part of town where all the mansions are on one side and stores on the other? I don't know.
I never think about animation goofs very much, but this one just caught me off guard. It was very easy to notice.
Yeah, there's some you just kind of can't ignore, though we kind of tend to breeze past them because there tends to be a lot, especially in Where Are You?
Yeah, it's just the era for animation. But they're like, oh, there's a car coming. Maybe it's the guys. Nope, it's a shadowy man dropping off a violin case that conveniently falls out of the car when he hits a bump. Like, that must have been planned. Specifically, you need a bump on this spot in the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was supposed to be picking up the violin case? That's the mystery in my head. That we never know who's picking up the money.
And like where the money is going specifically. Like what, like where.
Yeah, we know
what, when, and where.
Exactly. We know where it's coming from, but we don't know who's the accomplice here.
Right.
The accomplice is the dog puppet.
I mean, yes, true. So Shaggy goes into a telephone booth, not a police call box.
No, just a regular telephone booth.
He's gonna call the guys. He's not gonna call like the police or anything for the stolen property. This property that he found on the
with
side
a
of the road.
suspicious amount of money inside.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna just call my teenage friends. They know better.
Yeah.
They're smart.
They're the adults.
They are the adults, honestly.
Yeah.
And Scooby's guarding the money, and then the car like comes back, but like, you know, far enough away that it's not suspicious yet. Because Shaggy's not focusing on it. Scooby is in Scooby Land.
He is doing his own thing.
And we have our small dog. Is she
yes.
a poodle, I think? Yeah.
I think she's supposed to be a toy poodle. Well, it's like about this big.
Yeah, this is this is our second Scooby love interest.
Yep.
And it's a puppet.
He didn't know, clearly.
He didn't know at first, you know. It's can't blame him.
The last time Scooby exhibited any sense of sexuality was in episode 5, Decoy for a Dog Napper.
But that was for an actual dog.
It was for an actual dog. Oh my god. Yeah, so he gets tricked real good. He's just whimpering like, oh no, my paw! I hurt my paw! Help me!
And Scooby falls for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. Bruh.
But well, I guess it is dark, but in theory, you'd think that he would see, because it's clearly a puppet, like the strings, I guess, right? Like, I don't know.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
No strings seen in this episode. Like, all the strings are invisible, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
They got really good ones. Interesting how, like, the man can, like, leave to go get the violin case, and the dog is, like, still moving, though.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember if there were two people kind of pulling the strings, pun intended here. I'm doing great with these puns today. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things don't make sense in terms of placement and who is where at what time, and like one guy could not have done all of this. So I feel like there's a second accomplice, spoiler alert, maybe, that
he's puppeteering the guy who's going across the street as well as the dog at the same time.
Yeah.
He has puppets of himself already, so like obviously that's what he does.
Right.
Some people have hobbies, you know? Some people just make life-size puppets of themselves. Why not?
Oh, this is so funny because I literally just watched the episode of Avatar: The Puppet Master.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I am so sorry, Charlie.
So I'm thinking about puppets so much today.
Oh boy. Just don't watch 5 Nights at Freddy's and you'll be fine.
I was gonna say I should go watch that Buffy episode where she thinks the puppet is trying to kill everybody, but actually it's not. Turns out the puppet was helping. The puppet was not the villain. It was just some guy.
The first episode of the Eccleston Doctor Who, where the mannequins come to life.
That's even more terrifying. Those are life size. That's like Uncanny Valley.
There's a life-size puppet in this episode, Charlie.
True.
There's several. There are several. There's
so
like
many.
At least 4.
Because there's the man, the pirate, the Viking.
The dog is technically life-size because it's the size of a dog.
That's true. There are dogs that are that big. Anyway, Scooby pantomimes what happened, which I don't think we've ever seen him do.
It's because, sometimes his speech is, like, very broken, that it's, like, hard for them to understand him. Sometimes it's easier for him to pantomime it a little more than him to be like... Right. Like, that's what it comes out with when he's exasperated, you know?
Yeah.
So this might be the first instance of it.
Yeah.
But we found a clue on the side of the road.
Just by chance, we find a clue that leads them right to the place that they need to be.
Yeah. And it's not even, I don't think, part of the dog puppet because she seemed not broken later.
No. So which puppet would this have come from?
don't know. But it's
maybe the one that went across the street to go get the violin.
The
I don't
puppet
know.
man that went across the street.
I don't know.
Yeah. So they find the puppet controller thing, and it says Pietro's puppets, and they're like, okay, well we know there's a puppet place in town. Let's go there. It must be that same place that we've passed by many times.
How big is Coolsville to where they just know where this place is?
I don't know. I get the vibes from like I think it was Mystery Incorporated that the series from like the mid 2000s that Coolsville is kind of a small town to the point that like they would know where certain things are, but I don't know about this like specific like puppeteer theater place.
It's very weird because like in Mystery Incorporated they make it a separate town entirely. It's Crystal Cove. It has its own history. It has its own whatever.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
doesn't have its a sense of place,
right?
Very much. It's just kind of like, oh, we traveled to this place. Oh, we traveled to this place. Oh, we're just in our hometown, I guess. Maybe not. It's unclear where we are.
I think it's like so the writers can just put them wherever they want them to be without having to tie it to one location.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, if they're even in their hometown, it's unclear at this moment. But
maybe it's something like maybe it's something like in The Simpsons where we don't like you said, we don't really know where in the USA it is. It's just just a random town in any particular state.
Springfield, USA.
Springfield is the most common town name in the United States. So
that's hilarious, actually.
There's a Springfield which is not far from me, and I guarantee there's a Springfield near where both of you are.
Yep.
I can confirm there is, yes.
There is. There you go. They live in Springfield, USA, didn't you know?
Exactly. So they get to the puppet place.
But they have to have a reason to be, you know?
Yeah.
Why would you say you were in this puppet place?
Well, their cover story isn't great.
No, it's not. I don't know how they expected this to work.
So, like, the guy is clearly going to be onto them already. Plus, like, if he was a person in the car and saw Shaggy and Scooby with the violin case, so like, I think
you could have the others go in instead.
Right, like have the other three go in and be like, "Hey, we have this dog," like blah blah blah, and anyway, their cover story isn't great. They're like, "Hey, we have a trained dog that can do tricks. Do you want to see?"
It's also a puppet place.
Right. And then the man just shuts them down right away and is like, no, gotta be a puppet. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys thought this would have worked.
Well, it seems
a cute little dance.
Yeah, he does. It seems like at one point, like right before they leave, the guy is like, Pietro, I guess is his name, is interested kind of in seeing the audition, probably because he just wanted to keep them there so that he could figure out if they knew anything. But yeah, it's their whole cover story was not great from the get-go. Which I feel like that's normally the case. They just kind of BS their way through it and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely some charisma checks passed somehow to get through this.
Because his stats were very low, I think. I think that's the problem.
Just not very good at insight there.
Well, something that we should have done all along, they should have found a puppet and then had Shaggy do his ventriloquism thing. Like, this is the episode.
That would have been a lot better.
Where Shaggy should have done the throwing of his voice that he does in other episodes of Scooby-Doo.
He's done it, twice at this point? 2 or 3 times?
Yeah. It's still my favorite Shaggy bit and doesn't get used enough.
No,
but this is where it should have been, honestly.
That would make too much sense.
No, that's too easy.
You're right. But also, sometimes I want to have faith in these teenagers, and then they pull shit out of their ass like this.
Charlie, you've been a teenager. All 3 of us have. Teenagers are dumb.
Except Velma. Velma's the smartest, and she will let you know.
No, Velma's not afraid to say she's smart, and she's demonstrated as such. But
Velma's smart, but all of her brain cells are in her glasses.
This
as
is
soon
true.
As the glasses come off, she becomes even dumber than the rest of the gang put together.
That is true. Does that
mean if Velma gets contacts, then she'll just be on the same level as everybody else?
Maybe
that's the answer.
I don't know if she's allowed to get contacts, because then, oh no, she's not wearing glasses. She's so pretty. We can finally see her inner beauty.
Oh no, not that bullshit.
Give her the Princess Diaries treatment.
Yes, make all the boy moves go ha.
Wah, wah.
Speaking of rolling nat 20s for, any particular thing, in this case, investigation, they find, a real $20 bill just sticking out of a desk drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and I think it was Shaggy who found it, right? Which, like, Shaggy, there's a lot of, like, out of character things that happen with, like, Shaggy specifically that I'm like, oh, he, like, actually found something. Because usually it's like, I don't know, they run into something and it falls and they're like, oh, look. But, like, he actually found it and was, like, kind of brave most of this episode. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Early Scooby-Doo doesn't have them all super defined into those archetypes quite yet. They're still figuring out.
Yeah,
but
so
also,
after... Sorry.
Is this not just stealing? Sorry. Is this not just stealing?
If it's counterfeit money, does that really matter?
Is it counterfeit? I thought Velma said
that's the whole thing. Is like, he's running a counterfeit operation out of the basement of this puppet studio.
But this $20 bill that they found and took with them was actually real, because Velma goes on this big shtick being like, according to my, superior intelligence to all of you, it is absolutely genuine. That's basically what she said. So, but I think
after staying all of 3 minutes, Shaggy and Fred are like, we need to go.
Yeah.
We need to go. We found something. We need to go. And the girls are like actually blowing their cover tube, just being like, what do you mean? Like, we haven't found anything. We've only been here a few minutes.
Guys, get the fuck out. You found something. Get the fuck out. Go. Deliberate.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I just want to know if this is real or if Velma's like pulling some bullshit here.
I think Velma's pulling bullshit here. I do not believe a teenager could identify counterfeit currency if they tried. Like, unless that's Velma's special interest somehow is money and how it's supposed to look.
No, she's not Mr. Krabs. Her special interest is not money.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's true.
Money. But I feel like Scooby-Doo is where I first learned about counterfeit money being a thing. Is anyone else?
It's either this or Pawn Stars for me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because like sometimes people would bring in like old money or money from other countries to see like what it's worth, and then they bring in an expert and they'd be like, "Oh, this is real," or "Oh, this is fake." Counterfeit money. Sorry.
That's fun. Except it's not fun.
No, that does suck. But they go back to the puppet shop. What seems like almost immediately.
Just literally, they made a Yui, went back. Now Pietro / the doorman is sound asleep, cuddling a puppet.
Which, like, why does he not have a bed? Where does this man live? Does he live, like... Is it, like, a situation where people would live, like, above where they work? Because I know that is a thing some places.
Oh, maybe.
He fell asleep while on the job, okay?
Clearly.
Sometimes people do that. It's okay. I'm more concerned about how this puppet's eye opens.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Is there a control that does that?
Nope. Don't like that. This is like an Annabelle, Megan, and insert Chucky, any of those. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm right here. Chucky is right here, Josh.
No, you're Chuck. Chucky's different. Though you are both redheads.
Oh, no.
Charlie, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I identify with Chucky Finster from Rugrats.
Okay,
There you go.
That's better.
There you go. They're all redheads. It's fine. It's fine.
Or honestly, any of the wild thornberries would work.
I could talk.
Exactly.
There you go.
Charlie's a Disney princess.
Yeah, I have magic hair and magic hands. I've been kidnapped or cursed, I think. I don't know.
Cursed, yes. I don't know about kidnapped.
I do love before they kind of split up is that they go over, hey, does everybody know the signal? And Scooby-Doo's like whistling really loud and everybody's like, be quiet. And it's like, well, did you want him to know or like demonstrate or not? Like,
right.
But then
and Shaggy tells him to bark. So like
I was gonna say then they contradict and
yeah.
Shaggy tells him to bark 3 times. And then never reference that ever again.
No, they don't.
It's not important. It's not important to the plot.
The puppet master tries to murder Shaggy by pushing wood on top of him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Does this go on that like the list of crimes that these people have committed and how long they'd be in jail for?
I would have to look. I honestly don't remember. So Josh, I found a video a while back that went through every single Scooby-Doo villain, what their crimes would be and how long their sentences would be.
Oh my god.
Where Are You?
From Where Are You? They've done other series since then, but that was the first one that I found.
That's amazing. I would love to watch that. I love watching stupid shit like that.
Let me see if I can find it. Every Scooby-Doo.
We haven't attached this video to an episode by now. Like, we're just promoting this YouTube channel.
Yes. Credit to... Is it this one? I don't know. Okay.
But, like, the child endangerment is, like, it happens all the time. I swear.
Yeah.
I will say this reminded me a little bit of when they try to cut down the chandelier in Emperor's New Groove, and it just it almost hits Yzma, but she's like skinny enough that like it just goes right over her. And Shaggy has very similar body structure, so just imagine.
He is very skinny, that's true.
Now I'm just imagining Shaggy as Yzma. Scooby Kronk?
Scooby would definitely be Kronk.
Yeah, for sure.
Pull the lever, Scoob! Wrong lever!
Oh, you're Lord. I love that.
Okay. Yes, I found it.
Perfect.
Yeah, how long would every Scooby-Doo Where Are You villain spend in prison is the name of the video. So let's see, where is this one? This is episode 9, Backstage Rage. Okay, counterfeiting, 20 years, $250,000 fine. Good start. Child endangerment, 6 years for 3 counts, so 18 years total. Menacing is apparently a crime. 3 years each for 4 counts. So a maximum sentence of 50 years for old Pietro here. So he's probably gonna die in prison.
Okay, I was just like, what is menacing a crime? Like, I need to know what that means.
There is a legal definition, but I don't know what it is.
I googled it. It's using threats or conduct to put someone else in fear of imminent danger. So, like,
well, he does do that. He's like, you know my secret. I can't let you leave. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Are you gonna kill me? Are you gonna put me in the basement? Like,
yeah. So, like, threatening your life is a menacing charge. Good to know.
Very good. Very, very good.
So also the gang is split up. So it's Scooby and Shaggy, and then we see Daphne and Velma, but Fred is not with them.
Where'd Fred go? What did he do?
It's a good question.
He went to go fuck off in the mystery machine or something. He's like, I'm gonna take a break. Like, y'all can do the work for once.
Yeah. Velma almost dies because a sandbag nearly hits her.
Yep, that's the child endangerment.
Yep, that's 2.
Oh, this is. Hang on. Sorry, I'm looking up this scene so I can see what the quote is, because this is what. Sorry.
This is one of the one-liners that you and your mom
Yeah.
quote to each other.
Yeah. So when she's like, broke nothing, this rope is cut, and ropes don't cut themselves. And so, like, we would always go around and be like, and ropes don't cut themselves. Like, we would just go around saying that to each other.
All right.
I love that.
She was always, Velma's always so, like, condescending when someone's like, oh, maybe it's this. And she's like, no, actually.
Oh my god, modern version of Velma where she just says actually like 5 times.
Oh, actually just pushes her glasses up every time.
With the middle finger though.
With the middle finger.
Time.
Yeah. It's giving Sheldon vibes from Big Bang Theory.
Yes. I cannot help but think of that.
You know what? That is definitely the vibe. Velma gives me both Sheldon vibes, but also she would be like SJW Tumblr girl. Like,
yeah.
At the same time, she's very vocal on her Tumblr blog.
Indeed. So Shaggy and Scooby go into the wardrobe department, which for some reason this puppeteer shop has. Exactly. Unless the puppeteer shop is like attached to a theater.
It is attached to a theater because they do go to a theater.
I knew that, but like it doesn't separate the two, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just kind of like all one thing.
Yeah.
It's unclear. Also, why is there a Jack in the Box in the costume closet?
Who knows?
It's not a costume.
I think this is where my fear of Jack in the Boxes started. Either this or Elf.
No, Elf. Absolutely Elf. I'm just thinking about that laugh. I can't stop thinking about that laugh from Elf.
Yeah, Charlie, don't start.
You're welcome.
There were some scary Jack in the Boxes in Nightmare on Elm Street too, when they were like redoing the toys to be more like Halloween Town-esque.
Yeah,
that's probably where my fear of Jack in the Boxes come from.
Okay.
Childhood
so then
fear.
Shaggy and Scooby start messing with the costumes, putting on masks, trying on different outfits.
Shaggy dresses up as the villain of the episode, which I think is hilarious.
Yep.
He's got multiple of this outfit.
Yeah, like
you gotta have a spare. You gotta have a spare.
That's true. But apparently he has like 17 different outfits, so he could just dress up as whatever and just terrorize these children.
Yeah, it's true. So Scooby's like, "Oh, there was a guy over there dressed up just like you." It's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Nope, not doing this, guys. Yeah. Cut to Daphne and Velma on the stage, and the creepy guy is like in the what is that little thing that?
It's called a prompter's box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was like, I feel like they mention it, but
they do. Velma says it,
of course. He's in the prompter's box. Like, just
leave her alone.
Velma's my girl. I will make fun of her whenever I damn well please.
And the girls meet up with Fred, and they're all scared of like the weird little guy in the box.
He is like a gremlin.
He is.
Sorry, Charlie, what'd you say?
They're all on stage now. Everybody has met up because they're like scared of being killed by this backstage rage that's going on.
Dun dun dun.
I said the name of the episode.
Yes,
You're
did.
required to drink.
Which is actually never said.
All right, we gotta go beneath the stage, get after this guy, figure out what's going on. And my goodness, why violin cases? Just why a million violin cases?
Theaters have orchestras.
I feel like they have more than violins.
Yeah. I think there'd be like cello cases or other instruments.
There are many instruments.
I don't think. Yeah, apparently, I don't think they ever really explain why he's making the money to begin with, but like clearly he's like
Nope.
working with other maybe people that are musically inclined or something.
Apparently.
Like there's some sort of money ring in the violin community in Coolsville. Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm
And
just
then-
wondering.
And then he's just on the stage playing the organ in costume.
Wouldn't
'Cause why
you?
not?
Wouldn't you, Ethan?
He is practicing for his Phantom of the Opera audition. He's doing his best.
Mhm.
Literally. Listen, if there is an organ in a Scooby-Doo episode, it's gonna be played.
Yeah.
Okay? By someone.
That's true.
Is that where Pirates of the Caribbean stole it from? With Davy Jones playing the organ?
Maybe.
Unclear. Organs are just cool. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
For a second, I confused the organ in this one with the organ in, I can't remember which episode, but they have to press like 3 keys or something to get through the passageway. Have you guys done that episode yet?
I don't think we're there yet.
Did that not happen in the Boo Brothers, though? There was like the broken key on the keyboard.
Oh, yeah. If there's a broken down piano something or other organ, they're gonna incorporate it somehow. So
yeah.
Listen, it's got a spooky vibe, like organs especially.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do it.
Why not?
It's the vibe. That's all it is.
Purely vibes.
And then we get the one of the spookiest things here. All the random people that just appear out of nowhere and then disappear.
Viking pops down from the ceiling. Pirate comes out of nowhere. And the dog's back. The toy poodle, she's back.
With the little hurt paw still.
Mm-hmm.
And Scooby is like, it's her. I must go after her. Like, he's so mad about this.
He's been done dirty, and he doesn't like it.
He was done dirty a lot this episode because before they went downstairs and found all the violin cases, Daphne's like, here's a Scooby snack. There's no strings attached. And she like throws it down into the prompter's box, and he like doesn't get it, like doesn't catch it when she throws it. And he like goes down after it, and he's like, wow, that's such a dirty trick.
No strings attached, haha, because puppets.
And
Literally.
there's a engraving plate for a $20 bill sticking out of this toy poodle puppet.
Why?
Unclear.
It's like this. It's like this guy wanted to be found out. Like there's just so many mishaps that he did on his end that he deserves the 50 years that he's getting for this.
Like, bro, why did you leave so much incriminating?
Learn
how to be a crime lord. Seriously.
Right. Like, if you're going to do a counterfeiting operation, at least understand what you're doing. And how to do it right.
He's in it for the drama. Like,
clearly.
Literally, he's at a theater.
Look, this is just an old queen trying to live out his best life.
He's trying to make some extra cash because he has nothing for retirement.
Yeah. There's no retirement for creatives. He's doing his best.
Exactly. So we go back to the old man, and this is when we find out he's a puppet too. Didn't you know?
I would have absolutely bust out the window somewhere and just tried to get out at that point, because all like comedy aside, like if there were life-size puppets, well, we don't know that yet, but just random people just coming out of nowhere, like screaming at you, I'd be like, let's go.
Get the fuck out.
Let me use this puppet and I'm gonna bash it through the window.
Right.
Yeah. My assumption here is that as soon as the kids left, he put the life-size puppet going to sleep like that, and then he started his work to be like, if come back, I'm gonna be prepared, and I'm gonna pull some tricks.
Right. And he locked the door before he left, which, like, that's not the only way to leave a room. There is a plate glass window that could have been smashed.
Yeah, guys, use the money plate and just like smash the window right now and just get the fuck out. Take it with you.
Yeah, leave. You don't need to be here any longer.
And if it's a theater, like that puppeteer entrance isn't the only entrance.
No,
yeah.
There's front doors to the theater that you can go out of in theory.
In theory, yes.
Yeah. A weird bird puppet comes and takes the plate that they had, the money plate thing. So
which, like,
they don't even have the
how good is the grip control on that puppet to be able to grab something that's that heavy and carry it away?
And open their eyes, they can do anything with these puppets.
Well, also, how bad is Velma's grip that she just let it happen? Like, the bird kind of, like, swooped down very slowly.
Listen, Josh, we've established that Velma has very strong legs. Velma skips arm day.
I could see that. I
thought we had established that, like, underneath her big, like, frumpy sweater, she's jacked.
Okay, that's fair.
Because she lifts, like, half the team on top of her and runs away.
Yeah.
Look at she carries Scooby, Shaggy, and Fred at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean,
why not?
iconic.
Secretly jacked.
Why not?
But she wasn't holding on to this thing very well because she was just like, oh yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Or maybe she was just surprised. We give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
This time I will.
Yeah, this time.
She just didn't roll very well.
Nope.
So we go back down.
The gang goes back down where the violin cases were, and they find another instrument case. A harp case.
The only other case.
The only other instrument here.
It's not even a real case, though.
No, it's a secret door. Wow.
Is this not like literally just like the first episode? It's like a secret door
with the sarcophagus?
Yeah, the sarcophagus door. What's up with that? Second time we've had one of those now. Weird.
Hey, there's always like a secret cave or a weird entrance behind a random thing, you know.
Yeah.
The creepy guy's down here.
Yep.
He's running after them. We run through a door, just a random door. It locks behind them.
It's motion activated.
And they're still running. The only thing in front of them is a ladder. The guy, is he even chasing them still? Unknown. It's dark in here. What are we gonna do? We gotta keep going straight on. Gotta go up the ladder. It's our only option.
Obviously.
Now it's pitch black.
Yep.
Where did they end up?
We don't know. And then through the trapdoor, a foot comes down on top of it. They try to force it off. It doesn't work. And they're like, okay, all four of us, we're going to push him off.
Mm-hmm. And then he's gone. He's not even there anymore.
Yep. Which, how did all four of them fit on the same level of the ladder at the same time?
I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, there is no way. No absolute way.
Velma was holding onto all of them with her muscles.
Ooh, there you go. Apparently.
Mm-hmm. So they're on the stage again, and oh look, the creepy Viking dude is here again. But Velma's like, hey, remember the doorman? He was a puppet. These are puppets. Don't worry about it. Nothing to be afraid of now.
Yep.
It's all solved.
So then Scooby uncharacteristically chases after the puppet master by yanking a sandbag down.
He's still mad about the poodle, okay?
Yeah, this is where he snaps.
Yep.
He's had a hard day.
Yeah, Scooby's like, you've ruined my day, you've ruined my night, I'm gonna ruin your life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Fred helps him by like lowering a rope, and then the man falls into a drum. Shaggy throws a tuba onto his head. There we go.
That's it.
Just captured. We did it.
No Fred trap this time.
Nope, just Scooby sheer courage.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncharacteristically done things in this episode. Like, this almost feels like a pilot in a way. that like nobody really has their like distinct personality traits, because like no one gets kidnapped, there's no trap, there's no unmasking of the guy.
No, that's true.
So,
and he was also once again the only person that we met.
Yep.
Right.
Before we met like this police officer at the end.
Yeah, besides the cop at the very end.
Yep. It was old Mr. Pietro posing as the doorman all along.
Wow.
And he had a puppet made of himself.
Not creepy at all.
No. And then the final seconds of the episode, Scooby dresses up as a magician, poses in the doorframe, being as extra as he is. Yep, being a ham.
And Velma's like I always say, what a ham. And I'm like,
yeah,
you've never said that in any of these episodes.
She has, actually.
Oh, has she?
He says that quite often, and I'm just like, what is this phrase? I only ever hear this in Scooby-Doo.
Well, I think we established that it's based on like hamming it up.
Yeah.
But the person who is hamming it up is a ham.
That's true.
Yeah. So a ham, definition and meaning: someone who enjoys performing and who tends to behave in an exaggerated or playful.
That's accurate.
Webster.
That's accurate.
All right. Exactly. All right, Charlie. It's terror time again.
It's terror time again. Let's talk about some trivia. So the Mystery Machine is back after 2 episodes.
Yes.
This is the 3rd episode not to have an unmasking,
which Josh did point out a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, it was very strange.
First episode, the villain is caught by the gang without any planning or forethought. It's only just got through pure instinct from Scooby and Shaggy. And Fred, if you want to give him that.
Yeah. As I think I previously mentioned in a few this is one of the episodes on Scooby-Doo's Greatest Mysteries, VHS from 1998, being voted most popular.
Okay, popular, sure, but like, we'll get into that.
that. Along with A Clue for Scooby-Doo, Hassle in the Castle, and Jeepers It's...
Okay, so we've covered 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
So far.
Creeper isn't till, I think, season 2, technically, so...
Yeah, I think so. Because it's episode 24. No, 21, sorry.
Of our stuff, at least.
Of our stuff.
I put the first 2 seasons of Where Are You just together on our schedule, because season 2 is like 8 episodes long.
Right.
It made it
All right,
easier.
so let's see. We've got they're counting Pietro puppet as a disguise, sure. They say there's a trap. I don't think that's true. Clues, yeah, the $20 bill. Scooby Snacks bribe, yeah, there's one of those. No Zoinks or Jeepers in this episode, but there are 3 Rutrows.
And this is the first episode to have Daphne and Velma paired up together while the gang split up.
Yeah, because where did Fred go?
Fred just went into like the void.
Well, maybe this is the first little seed of like the fandom pairing Velma and Daphne as a lovely little like lesbian couple. Ooh.
Listen, the whole gang is together. They're poly. Everyone is dating except Scooby because he's a dog.
Yeah, Scooby's his own thing.
Scooby's just there.
4 of them. They're into it.
The 4 of them. They're all together. Our cultural references. The Puppet Master evokes Eric from the Phantom of the Opera, as we said.
Yep.
Velma talks about Mata Hari, an archetype of the femme fatale, when she's talking about like the dog.
Yep.
But
femme fatale.
I never knew that that's what that meant until just now. But now hearing that, the reference doesn't make sense to me because the dog was like hurt and was trying to get help. I don't call that a femme fatale behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly like seduction, but then again, this is a kid's show.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. For further cultural context, I did in fact like look her up because I was like, who the fuck? What's happening here? She was a Dutch exotic dancer and courtesan who was convicted of being a spy for Germany during World War I.
Oh my god.
That is wild.
What a reference. Though I guess this, when did this episode come out? In like
1969.
69. Okay, so maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, it is.
Because World War One was like in the 30s or 40s, right?
That's World War II. World War One was like late 1910s, early 1920s.
Oh, okay. But I guess even still, like the reference still would have like made sense, I guess, if you were like up on your war history. I don't know.
Sure. I guess the writers were.
Yeah.
Unclear. Sometimes Scooby-Doo just makes interesting choices with cultural.
Yep. And the musical notes opening a secret passage is reminiscent of the 1940s Bob Hope film The Ghost Breakers. This film was cited by Ruby Spears as an inspiration for the creation of this show. Not seen that movie.
Neither have I.
It's probably cheesy, but that's valid.
I know nothing.
So that kind of wraps up for our Terror Time trivia. So whose side are we on?
Are you on the side of Pietro and his counterfeit money scheme? Or
I mean, we never get a clear motivation as to why he's doing this.
He also endangers children. Yeah, I don't think I'm siding with this man.
No.
I think if he was better at being a counterfeit like villain or criminal, I should say, like maybe I would be a little more on his side, but like he just does so many screw ups in this that leads back to him. Like
yeah.
He's just not good at this.
He's just clumsy, and that's okay. Like maybe he's never done it before, right? He's a season 1 Walter White, if you will.
There you go.
Yeah. I feel like most of the time we're on the side of the gang.
There have been times when we're not.
True. Last episode, we were on the side of the robot. The robot's
That's
most
true.
important.
Because the robot's you.
I am the robot. I am Charlie the robot. And then clue for Scooby-Doo, we sided with
the Cutlers.
The Cutlers, who were just like, eat the rich. Let's sing some yachts.
I love it.
All right. And was this a good mystery? I'm going to say no. I think I speak for everybody when I say that.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
You know, like the spooky vibes are there. The mystery of like, oh, who done it? I wonder what they're up to. It's kind of like clear who and what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like how deep it goes with like the puppets that are human size.
Right.
Yeah. So mystery, no. Spooky wise, yeah.
The ambiance is there. The execution is not.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, this episode has like a little bit of nostalgia vibes for me, but looking at it from a more critical eye this time, I was like, this kind of falls flat for me. This doesn't have like, you know, the Scooby-Doo quips and like the kind of stereotypical behavior, I guess, that we've come to know.
Sure, that makes sense.
I mean,
so
there's more to come.
There is. And I think, as I've said before, when you hit rock bottom, the only way is up.
Exactly.
There you go.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming on this episode with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me on. I enjoyed myself. So,
where can the people find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me at Super Scary Podcast on all the social media platforms. You can listen to me on Mondays on your favorite. You can listen to me on Mondays on your favorite podcast streaming platforms. That's when I release my episodes. If you enjoy me so much that you want to support me, I just started a Patreon not too long ago, so check that out. And yeah.
Wonderful.
We love that.
We do. I think that about wraps it up for us. So
yeah. Oh, my dudes, it is time. We have to go split up and look for clues for our next mystery. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
follow this podcast socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.